This story is a real incident shared by Nathan, who lives in St. Louis, Missouri. Nathan's family originally hails from Boston, but he grew up in St. Louis with his close-knit group of friends. Among them are Jake, Michael, Aaron, Liam, and Omar. The events date back 5 years, in the summer of May 2019, when a casual get-together turned into a horrifying ordeal none of them would ever forget. One day, while hanging out, Omar, who came from a small town near Salem, Massachusetts, suggested they all visit his hometown. "There's so much to explore there," he said, highlighting the historical places and serene landscapes. The group agreed, enticed by Omar's descriptions, and planned the trip for the next weekend. On the day of departure, they packed their bags, boarded an Amtrak train from St. Louis, and headed to Salem. The journey was long and exhausting. By the time they arrived at Omar's family home in the evening, everyone was famished and tired. They were warmly welcomed by Omar's relatives, his uncle, aunt, and even his grandmother. The first night, the group decided to sleep in a vacant house owned by Omar's family, located next door. The house was old, with 2 small rooms and a creaky attic. Behind the house stood an abandoned church, a structure that Omar warned was rumored to be haunted. But being young and carefree, Nathan and Jake found it amusing and joked about it. Later that evening, while the others drank and smoked on the rooftop, Nathan and Jake couldn't resist teasing Omar, who was notoriously superstitious. They'd whisper things like, "Look behind you, someone's watching." Omar, already uneasy, begged them to stop. "Guys, I'm serious, don't mess around with this stuff," he pleaded. While the group was enjoying themselves, Nathan casually glanced toward the abandoned church. In the dim light, he saw something, an unnaturally tall figure dressed in white, slowly moving across the yard. Startled, Nathan blinked and looked again, but the figure had vanished. Uneasy, he decided not to mention it to anyone. At around 3 a.m., they moved indoors to dance and listen to music in the makeshift living room. Nathan couldn't shake off the eerie feeling. Finally, he confided in Omar and Jake. "I saw someone outside," Nathan admitted. The group laughed it off, dismissing it as his imagination. By 3:33 a.m., everyone had settled into 2 rooms to sleep, 4 in one and 5 in the other. Nathan and Omar shared the same room. Just minutes after falling asleep, Omar woke up screaming. His terrified shriek jolted everyone awake. "There's something here," he shouted. Simultaneously, a loud thud came from the other room. Jake and the others ran to Nathan and Omar's room, visibly shaken. Jake's eyes were wide and he stammered, "I couldn't move. It was like someone was holding me down." One of the others, Aaron, added. Jake's eyes were glowing. "We tried to wake him, but something pushed me back." It became clear that whatever presence was there had attached itself to Jake. As dawn broke, the boys, too terrified to stay another night, left the house and went straight to a local church. They prayed fervently, asking for forgiveness. Nathan, who had mocked the rumors, broke down in tears. He confessed that he had seen a woman-like figure with glowing eyes that seemed to follow him. Back in St. Louis, things didn't immediately return to normal. Nathan began experiencing unexplained episodes of rage, and objects in his house would move on their own. A spiritual healer eventually cleansed his home, but Omar wasn't as fortunate. A few weeks later, he was found wandering the streets near the Mississippi River, mumbling incoherently about a tall figure that wouldn't leave him alone. Nathan concludes his story with a warning: don't disrespect what you don't understand. Some spirits may forgive, but others, they take offense. And they can follow you,